Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another GTA 6 video. We've had a ton of GTA 6 content over the last couple of days. Things just keep coming out, and yesterday was no different. Yesterday actually was Take-Two's investor call, and we got some really good information from it. For those unaware, Take-Two is the head company above Rockstar. Take-Two, they actually own Rockstar, and they do these investor calls every, I think it's 3 months, to give an update to investors on, what's happening within their company. And we'll just go ahead and hop right into some of the bits of information that was given. Now, one of the first questions that was asked right off the bat to the Take-Two CEO was about Dan Houser. A couple days ago, I mentioned Dan Houser is going to be leaving Rockstar, and he's one of the founders of Rockstar, and we were speculating, what does that mean going forward? Well, another really interesting point in that story was from this conference call. So Strauss Zelnick, the Take-Two CEO, noted that Rockstar will continue to be led by Sam Houser, and that they wish Dan Houser, the guy who left, they wish him well. Nothing more on that subject on his departure. Now, I don't know if I'm maybe just looking too into this, but wishing him well kind of implies that he might go on to do other things, which I don't know what to make of that, if that is true. Although I will say another point he mentioned in the call was that going forward with Rockstar, he can say that Sam Houser will not be leaving, and he says him and Sam are tied at the hip. So I guess that's maybe good news for Rockstar. I don't know. Just interesting stuff to start off this conference call. Now, one other thing they mentioned, not GTA 6 related, but GTA 5 related, just goes to show how crazy this game is. In 2019, last year, it sold more copies than any other year apart from its first year, which is insane considering that's its 7th year. You can see the list here. 2013, obviously the year it was released, 32.5 million copies sold, and then the number went down. But last year, 20 million copies sold. Now, granted, yeah, 7 years, that obviously means the game's at a discount, so I'm sure a lot of people are buying it, at $10, $15 or something. So it's to be expected, perhaps, but that's still just an insane amount of copies. Most games, when they first come out, don't sell 20 million copies. And GTA 5 is doing it 7 years in. Now, of course, this, people were speculating maybe GTA 6 is never coming out because they keep getting these numbers. Obviously, that's not the case. Like, they want those 32.5 million numbers. They want that $1 billion day one. So GTA 6 is going to be coming, but man, it doesn't, like, Rockstar and Take-Two, it seems like they can take their time almost because GTA 5 is just going on. I don't know if it'll ever end until that next game comes out. Now, the part where it gets a little bit more interesting, sort of talking about GTA 6. Now, keep in mind that Take-Two not only owns Rockstar, but they own a bunch of other gaming development teams. So they own 2K and some other, I think, independent companies. So this stuff that they're going to mention, it's not just talking about Rockstar and GTA. It is talking about all of their titles that they own. But the CEO mentioned that their pipeline, their development pipeline over the coming years is the largest and most diverse in their history, including releases from their largest franchises, a new IP, and a broad mix of gameplay experiences, all designed to captivate and engage audiences well beyond initial release. In addition, we're actively investing in emerging markets, platforms, and blah, blah, blah. Basically, they plan to make money. Who doesn't, right? Now, clearly, the development pipeline they have, that's going to be their largest and most diverse. Obviously, that includes GTA 6, but that also, I mean, look, if you're a fan of gaming, that probably includes, like, Mafia, BioShock, I think, is coming back. Who knows if there's another Borderlands game coming out? I mean, I'm actually kind of excited to see what is exactly in this diverse lineup. But continuing on that point, other bits of information that was mentioned, they did say that multiple releases are going to happen within the next 5 years. So GTA 6 will at least come out by 2025. The current development pipeline, like we just mentioned, was the most diverse and ambitious they've ever had. And we will get information regarding a AAA game in the coming months. Now, again, like he mentions in this tweet, keep in mind this is Take-Two as a whole, so it could be another game. But obviously, we are all hoping GTA 6 is that game. He does mention it could be Mafia 4, though, because in this conference call, they mentioned that one of their other studios, Hangar 13, is making a new game. And Hangar 13 apparently only makes Mafia games. So just putting 2 and 2 together, it kind of sounds like Mafia 4 is going to be coming sometime soon. We'll jump back to this in a second. The final thing that someone mentioned, and I'll leave a link to the entire call. I think it's like an hour long if you kind of want to just read through it or listen through it. But this was a question that was asked, I guess. Take-Two, do they aim to release a AAA title every year, and will we see one this year? And the answer that was given, it's not really an answer. It's one of those corporate answers. They say they're working on the most robust pipeline ever, and that it's been a goal to have a AAA title every year, but we depend on the creative team to make something close to perfection, and sometimes that means waiting. Now, again, this is all kind of cryptic wording, and ultimately, we don't know if it means GTA 6 or if they're talking about GTA 6, but I think this does just put that little pin in our minds. GTA 6, look, they want it maybe to come out this year, but it potentially won't because they want it to be perfect. Maybe that's a good thing because maybe that means at least, even though they want money, they're going to let Rockstar and these other teams take their time, so to speak, to get the game good at the start. But I do want to go back to the fact that they said that we're going to be getting information regarding a AAA game in the coming months. Now, looking in the coming months, I think the only two big events, you have PAX East. I think that's in March or April. I don't exactly know when that is. And then you have E3. That's a little bit maybe further than the coming months, but that's, I think, in June, early June. There's also the rumored, I guess, PlayStation 5 event. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. That's another event that potentially could lead to us getting information about this new AAA game. But the reason I think this AAA title is GTA 6 that they're talking about is because we've been needing some GTA information. We've been needing that. And honestly, looking at it from a business perspective, Take-Two's stocks kind of tanked when they announced Dan Houser was leaving. But I can guarantee if they announced GTA 6, even if it wasn't coming out for another year or two, if they just put a teaser out, that would probably get the stocks to jump higher. So I would think they would want that. And as cool as a Mafia 4 game would be, and I'm sure that is, that's going to be the next Hangar 13 game, I don't necessarily think Mafia 4 would be as big as a GTA 6 announcement. The final thing, actually, that they mentioned in this conference call that I thought was noteworthy was actually about the next generation console. So he mentioned that, he expressed, it says, optimism over the new cycle. And he says, I think the new consoles are going to excite consumers. There may be a more rapid sell-in than we previously experienced that will be good for upcoming releases. So I don't know if that's maybe saying something, but kind of sounds like obviously they're going to be waiting for those next gen consoles to release any game that they have in the works. But needless to say, look, this is just some interesting stuff. Obviously, it is sort of corporate PR talk. They're not exactly, they're saying stuff without saying stuff. They're just keeping the investors happy. But considering there's not a whole bunch of other games that are really super in development, that new title that they're talking about, I think GTA 6 is definitely the likely candidate. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Please drop a video like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA 6 content. If any news comes out, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.